Students, welcome back to a new session of online classes. Yesterday we have started a new chapter that was sorting materials into different groups, right? As I told you, all the materials, or you can say all the things that we are seeing around us, in not only in your classrooms, even in your home, in your rooms, all the things you see around us are made up of materials. Like example, this book, right? The remote, if I say this pouch, pen, scale, everything, and these all things that are kept in on a table, the chairs we are using to sit, the blackboard in the teachers that are using, the chalk we use to write, the, you can say, the rubber, the bags you are seeing, the cushions, the pillows, everything that you see around us are made up of some materials, right? Now if we say that materials, there can be some, they all are of different shapes and size, as I have shown you right now. If I consider one pouch and one this remote, you see they both are of different size, and even they are having different colors, and both the things we are using for different purposes, right students? Even if I give another example to you of a scale and a pen, you see both are materials, but both are of different shapes, different structures, different colors, and they both are used for different purposes, right? So several times these materials, sometimes they are made up of many other elements, right? They are made up of you might say the objects that we are seeing, they are made up of many different kinds of material combiningly, right? After that we started the properties, right? We started the properties of material. Every property is having a different every material is having a different significant property. Like for example, if I say you you just boil water on the paper, can you do it? No, you can't, right? So these are very different. Like if I say you go and take a bath, not with a tumbler made up of plastic, but with a cloth, is it possible? No, because those materials are not having that significant property to use it, right students? Then we did appearance. Appearance means there are different forms of appearance. Appearance means how they are looking to us, looking in the sense when we are looking to them, so they are attractive. Like if you see the utensils over here, when you see the utensils, they are having a shiny appearance, right? They shine when we see them in the light. And at the same time, when I say you to look at your table, look at your chair, look at the chalk, are they shining? Are they having a shining property? No, they are not. So this is the basic difference in the appearance. All the objects, all the materials are having different appearance properties, right? Today we have to do a new property of material, that is hardness. When you press different material with your hands, some of them may be hard to compress, while others can be easily compressed. Yes, compress means when we are pressing something, right? Now if I show you, yes students, now here when we compress something, some materials or some object are having a property that they cannot be compressed. That is, they cannot be while we are pressing it, they will not change their shape or size, but some can. Like if I say for an example to this scale, when I press it so hard, does it change its shape? No, it will not, because it is having a hard property, right? If I go for this rubber, when I will press this, see, it can change its shape, right? So it is not that hard. See, it can be changed, it can be compressed, it can be pressed, so it is changing its shape, right? Next example, if I give you of this spring, see, I am pressing it, it can be compressed into any form, but when I will lose it, it will come back, but it is not hard, right? Take a metal nail and try to scratch with it the surface of a piece of wood, aluminium, or piece of stone, chalk, candle, and then any other material of the object. Now what is the example given over here is, take a nail, a metal nail, and now scratch it. Scratch means with the help of a nail just scratch few objects, like you can take a wood, you can take a rubber, you can take a chalk, a candle. When you will scratch the nail means if you are using a nail and you have to just scratch it like this with a hard pressure, you will see that on some objects no sign of scratching has been done. It has not destroyed that particular object. You can easily scratch some materials while some cannot be stretched so easily. Materials which can be compressed or scratched or cut easily are soft. That I said about the spring, about this rubber. They can be stretched, they can be scratched, right? Material and they are called soft, right? For example, cotton and sponge are soft material. Materials which cannot be compressed or scratched or cut easily are hard. For example, a wood, a piece of stone, metal, key, iron rod are hard material. Now students, if I show you this key, see, if I will press it, it is not easy. It is having a hard property, right? The diamond is the hardest substance. A more hard substance can scratch or cut a less hard substance. Thus, diamond is used to cut a glass. Yes, the diamond is the most hardest substance present in today's time, and it is used to cut the glass. Hard substances like metal and stones are used to make cutting tools. Next is soluble and insoluble, right? There are few kind of materials that are soluble. Soluble means it mixes into liquid completely. That we are calling it as soluble, right students? Now students, I was telling you about the soluble and insoluble materials, right? The soluble materials are those materials which easily get dissolved in water, right? And insoluble materials are those materials which do not get dissolved in water easily, right? For this, I will give you a small example while showing you the insoluble and soluble substances, right? See, I have taken 2 glasses in this which I have filled water. To show you, I have taken in one bowl, I have taken salt, and in other bowl, I have taken the flour, right? Now in front of you, I will be pouring salt in one of the glasses. I am done. Now I will stir it. See students, I have put in salt, I have stirred it. You can see salt has completely dissolved in water, right? Now similarly, I will put some flour in the another glass and I will stir it again. You are seeing it, the changes you can see. See, I have taken 2 glasses of water, right? In first I have put in salt and stirred it, and in another I have put in a flour. Now you see the first glass, if you see, you are not able to see the salt. That means salt is a soluble substance because it has got completely dissolved in the liquid. Here when you see, you can see the flour that is settling down. You can see from top also it has not completely got dissolved in the water. This is your insoluble material. Today I am ending over here. Tomorrow again I will be coming back.